What we want to discuss here is, okay, Ousainou Bojang, who is alleged to be the shooter of the two police officers, and of course killing the two and injuring one, and his sister being an accomplice in what the government of the Gambia told us, and has provided him with the escape vehicle and was the one that took him from, Brufut to Brikama and then to, to the border, or probably all the way into Casamas, is set to be released today on bail. But ito ko momiyako, ala broda le mo faki atale escape vehicle ning everything be provided, and then she actually went with this guy all the way to the border. But then, this is the woman, after almost 11 months, you are just giving her bail today. What does that tell the rest of the people in that country? Okay, Yamuamuda almost 11 months. Imam bail diala, ikala broda le police olfa, atala boda sera kunda atara for Brufura, broda nyimpik wada another for Brikama, boda Brikama, atara for, Daslami or Marakisa, wherever at the border, and then she came back. That means this lady is part and parcel of this killing. That when the brother killed somebody, he would have called the sister to say, oh, I killed people. And the sister left Sarakunda all the way to Brufut to pick the brother and then take him all the way to Brikama. And when they got to Brikama, according to the taxi driver, they spoke in Jola all along, but when they got to the part of the killing, they spoke in a language he understood. Now, ako garas otolong, woko eko poliso le konyanka na adung garas kono motola. For Gambia garas kono motola ka silo minta, anin taxi ka silo minta, ifarata lafo. So you see how people fabricate stories. Because taxi ka silo minta, police bukan tara word. But garas kono motola ka silo minta, police ka tara word. That the taxi driver said, or the driver said, this person, when they got to the garage, he said, no, he's not going to take a vehicle at the garage because, police kailo ko akana garas kono motota. So that means for police la kaya ko akana garas kono motota, then a police is an accomplice to this person. Why didn't they arrest that police? Ila driver mean for ko police la ko Ousainou Bojang ko police la kade ko akana garas kono motota. For garas kono motol wala silo la soto min fata taxi ka silo minta. Or taxis have their own road in the Gambia, and garas kono motol they have their own roads in the Gambia. And nimbe to nya fala nyoy Brikama garas or jumala kata or around midnight or around 11 in the night demo rosa word. Min kata border. Or mimbe sambala all the way to to the border communities. Around midnight, who goes to Brikama garage and you get a vehicle there? Even those who look, we studied at the University of the Gambia. We all were actually staying in Brikama at one point. But if you drove from Tamira, that's a difficult thing. Let alone until midnight you go to the garage and then you said, "Oh no, I will not take a motor vehicle in the garage because a police officer told me not to take a vehicle from the garage because I don't want to actually have interfaces with police on the road." But that tells you clearly, taxi le me fansun sila so Gambia, commercial vehicles like, van or ninkuga on email own sila so Gambia. So what exactly was this driver trying to tell the court? Now, if the driver had said that, driver go, Ousainou Bojang kala sister ko police la kate ko akana murota garaso. Or o taxi, for Ousainou Bojang kate ko or kana sambani silo la police la bedam, sambani ula kono silo la puri yankana ndi police la. Amanje ko indi. So you can see how people lie. Now, this same dude, whom you call a rebel, went to school with us, sat in the same class with my own first cousin sister, all the way through high school, all the way through their life, all the way to this day. You told us that he's a rebel, and then some of you hypocrites will tell us that no, the case is in court, you have to be quiet about it. We are not going to be quiet about it. Whatever you people want, do that. Allah nafiki ala be wanyama because Allah dunya ala be wanyama. We have seen cases in the Gambia that people gather until honey courtroom of kolea pour mole dunje for even the judge to preside over the case was difficult. What did you people say about that? You never told the people to sit at their houses because that was basically a case in court. Oh, because the little nigga is no person to you, or is nobody to you. You felt, oh yeah, we all got to sort up, and then watch you people say he's a rebel when we know we went to school and grew up with him in the same community. And then people that you know and see every day. And then, the entire Brufut knew very well that Nyamanke rebel put them in prison until now that you want to actually release the sister. Ali Abula B, Ali Abula Sam, Ali Abula Sinending, police will mini for Ali Olon. So that's just the fact. Aliafo B, Aliafo Sinning, Almafo, we got to know exactly what happened. You should be able to understand that, kula be kere mi alon kanisilo ni sartol manta tilimbali ala ba ko kono. So today they have decided to release Ousainou Bojang's sister on a 25,000 bail korda kaitol ninku kotamal koy dalta la nyami Gambia. But this is a person that we have applied for a bail for from the beginning of this case. Muna nalman bail diala kabir wotumali but the former sakundala mulbena 13 of their witnesses all came. They could not present anything at all. It is now that you are actually willing to give her a bail. That already tells you the direction of the case. Because Allah tamana la moliende ntende la folungo minna be banna because we know Ousainou Bojang, we grow up with him. Ndamambalanko mosa mo fanol, anybody can kill anyone. And that I agree with. It could have been him. I agree full time. But when you actually came out to say he works in Brikama Area Council, he's a rebel, he was in the Casamas rebellion, he is hired to kill, then we knew very well that something did not go right here. Then we knew that that was a master plan, that was a script created to fabricate an opposition political party. And oman dara moy kumporo Gambia, yaron time mina yaja mega mol fano mo be katara deri nangam fanga ko we don't know what's happening. Everybody is just quiet and silent about what's going on. But we all know exactly what was going on. So if that is the kind of silence you want us to continue, we will not continue that because we know very well that the dude you call a rebel today is not a rebel. Odo masakunda nyanda la kamaluka sila ka kela banko dingol tumi fenna mi alon ka kwete la ko tonyate je. And the specific thing that we would come to after 11 months, you have decided to release the sister. Okay, you did not really. You decided to give her a bail. That's fine and good. But why did it take you almost 11 months to give her a bail? Why did it take you 11 months after you actually ended up your case that you could give her a bail? Because you realized that after your 13th witness, case. So now you realize that this dude has done nothing to you. And then what you would end up doing is, you will just, you just let the dude go and you will not tell the Gambians who killed the cops. But someday you will be accountable for it. Because alle wande dingol minufy mahane ko kula kala e mahane tostafas kala. If you have your problems with the UDP, go and settle it. So if we move from this witness that said ko Ousainou Bojang ala sister tele wo chikana serakunda, look now let's even be honest here. Mandara musol doya kandi bara Gambia kom deba wulla nyaadi la call my sister nga fa em fele nga mo fula fa nay nan kanandi wala alo be ketu la fa janni wo be fudala ndebe dami. Under normal circumstances, understanding human psychology and human behavior, it's very obvious the first person to call will not be my sister. And then you have Ousainou Bojang's phones. Why didn't you actually submit the phones to the investigation? Because if he had contacted the sister that he had done that, and for the sister to leave that night and get a taxi to go and pick him in Bruford, you would have seen all those call records. Why did you seize the boys' phones and then refuse to tender them for investigation? Because you know very well that there was nothing like that, and on top of it, you know the dude's numbers. Why did, after your 13, people that you brought in to serve as witnesses, why didn't you go to Africell or QCell, wherever his number was registered, to get his call logs? If he really did that, that would have been very helpful to the government to get his call logs. Ko yela sister call la nyuwati kara nyulung kara nara na nyundula kara ye call aye pick nyundula kara altara nyundula kara aye samba for border. Barali alo na ko tonya teje. Because the sister never even had any conversation like that with that dude. The dude has his own problems, koninke kundalong, ni to bawol ko problem also, yete la kullo experience sister ko pol be la renten na mbado nge samba kariya, ye ma ko nyinne ngalo na Gambia na society be wala nyam. So the fact is that government is not really smart in this case because ni nyamenda fon ebuka fenko lamo ebuka rebelia lamo ka mi alongo moli along sade ko na kulure na menda. There are people here whom I sat in the same classroom from primary school all the way, who basically would testify that they knew this boy and we grew up together, we played soccer together, and in Dongole Ata Minyola almost every other day. So how on earth will you tell us that he's a rebel? So Sankarera's script was not a fabrication, it was the master plan of the government. And all that you people intended to do was basically to come and ban the United Democratic Party. How do you want to do it? You need to make sure that somebody with the name Pate Jallo is killed, and that is why you killed the little boy, and then you killed him for no good reason, simply because you wanted to ban the political party that your president considers as, yembatan di baki nyembangkokan. Atonya UDP anambaro barande bakel. Ola tina lafta police ola fala lafa ko ola nongo ka mi ala ko ita tol bela ko ani sise mo fa ma fa traffic light. He was not even there. Why are you hiding his phone? You got 2 of his phones, Ibuso. You that detective Ibuso, commissioner so, DIG so here and there. You can do whatever you want to do. But you have the boys' 2 phones. Bring out the phones. So why didn't you tender them to the investigation? Why didn't you tender them to the courts? Well, the matter is before the court. You should not talk about it. Come on, man, case ilja mini alonko, Gambian ol beka fasil ol kampo police ol kafaje katan niko, tilimbali ala bejang, anyanta danal. Also a case which we basically know government has a hand in it. In short, they are even the masterminds of it. And the funny thing is, I wouldn't get to that because of courtesy and personal relations. If I see people like Sabali say we're asking about the cops because we want to use the government of the Gambia for whatever, reason. Look, we've traveled extensively around the world before this regime and during this regime, and this regime would go and we'll still be here. So if people are speaking their truth about a matter they know, we've defended you, Sabali, here, when the same regime actually, incarcerated you falsely. Even this killing of the cops, you want to turn to be that castigating figure to people on a matter that they know very well and on a person that they knew and grew up with? Go to Bruford and ask any other person who will tell you, yes, this boy is a rebel. And you don't need to be military to understand that that dude, no matter what circumstances or state of mind he is, he cannot operate in that fashion. Because this person, rebels actually fight guerrilla wars. And you know how guerrilla wars are fought? Those people are not trained assassins. Because for somebody to be able to kill 2 police officers in a crowded environment that people are mobile, nobody is stagnant. You just got a fire or whatever. These people are moving. You are able to shoot and kill 2. And of course, get the other one almost dead. Then you must be a mastermind in, assassinations. So how could you tell us that Ousainou Bojang tolnga millong na dara karam munkiring na be menda nyoka na kuluta nyoka ijeki dure konye ko omure belolte aka mo fala ke atondi UDP la haya pura na police olfa abe doku wala Brikama area council juma. This dude who never know, probably he doesn't even know where Brikama area council office is. But you have your CEO at Brikama area council. Why didn't you go there first to confirm if this guy works there? Or he was the guy in hoodie in the UDP, event in Banjul. This guy knows no politics. So why all these fabrications against an innocent young man? And then you've kept this man for almost 1 year in prison for no good reason. So in short, what we want to say today, we're not going to stay here too long. The fact is, they're going to release Amie Bojang, who is Ousainou Bojang's sister, simply because they realized they said they're giving her a bail today. After all their witnesses, none could tell us anything about Ousainou Bojang killing the cops. After all the fabrication Sankari and the rest of the people did, all they wanted to do was to ban the UDP, and they failed in that quest. And now they really have nothing to back on. And then all their recordings like Mama Anyola recordings and everything would come in the defense. Unless and until the judge decided that there is no case to answer, then you people can do whatever you want with your government. But we know basically that this dude is not a rebel, and then all those evidences are right out there. So you can leave the sister now after almost 10, 11 months. When you decided to keep her in mile 2 for so long, and now you realize that, oh no, these people have no hand in this, and then you wanted to hastily just let her go, you can keep them or you release them, it's all left to you. But at the end of the day, the courts would actually ensure that justice is done. So that's basically how quick we want to actually take this one. More so I'll quickly just talk to the folks who would come to people's Facebook and start talking shit. And don't know what also at this moment. All we know is this dude we grew up with, and he's not a rebel, and he did not kill anybody. And every other thing that the government had said is a fabrication, and it's going to end at that. So, I just quickly had to go somewhere, and we have to leave it at that. But the fact is that they're going to let this dude sister go, on the basis that they're going to allow her on a bail. But they connived and the brother did, and then the sister provided all your fake stories. Now you're leaving her. That speaks volume of the government, and that speaks to the direction of the case, and that tells Gambians that this government is complicit in the killing of the cops. Like the DIG South told us, Sankare told us, like the National Security Advisor told us, like the Ministry of Interior told us, and we know very well that government has a hand in it. So, Alia million mindi mama la kadole ko Ousainou Bojang ne police ulfa. Mama did not present her audio in court because she said she lost it. We have the audio. An incriminating audio that led you to arrest somebody, you cannot say all of a sudden it is lost. It's not lost. It's with the public. And we will bring it out, and then we will ensure that this government is accountable to the killing of the cops. No matter what benefits you give to the families of the people you killed, you will still be accountable to it. So, if you want to ban the UDP, we know the animosity between you and the UDP, but you cannot use ordinary Gambians and kill them, for your political gains, and then want to frame other people for it. So, thank you very much. We would hopefully get to talk to you another time. For other people, like, I don't regret defending any other person before. If today those people join government and think that, oh yeah, we are just opposing government, I don't care who is in government. But I will not watch you frame somebody I know and grow up with, and then I'll be silent on it. That's cowardice. That's not the person I am, and that's not what I would defend. So hormone imbunyang ota minute dorong, but ning bala firma dorong no mobile ma firma moti jang, and ning just ordinary attitude. Anybody can pick it. It's just like clothing. Anybody can pick and dress anyhow, and then act anyhow. But then of course we know we can't continue to be silent on something we know clearly beyond every other case in the Gambia. There is no truth to it, and there is something fundamentally wrong that the government definitely got to do right. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hopefully get back to you another time. Goodbye.